My name's Rob Popham and I'm Sales Director and co-owner of Certus Sales, a specialist sales recruitment firm. I'm Sales Director, so essentially I'm responsible for all sales and profit for our organisation, a specialist sales recruitment firm. So I look after 25 guys across London, Reading and Leeds, with expansion plans for Birmingham and Manchester in the future as well. So it's all about motivation, coaching, closing business and just making sure that we're as successful as we possibly can be. So setting targets for the overall business, working with my managing director to make sure we achieve our wider business objectives, but as importantly working with our guys to ensure they're motivated and achieving their own personal goals as well. I was your lovable rogue. I was very naughty, never nasty. I was quite bright at school, so I wasn't book smart, but I was quite street smart, quite intelligent, and knew how to get around the system and the processes. So I sort of bucked the system, but I loved it. I loved the whole sports side of things and the friends and that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean I love school. I don't know whether my teachers would have loved me. So I didn't have a master plan, but I knew that I was going to be massively successful. And for me at that time, that was lots of money, fast cars, nice girls, the whole sort of the dream, I suppose, from a business point of view. But I didn't know how I'd arrive at that. Plus I was playing rugby to a high standard, and I felt to myself that the top guys at the top of their game at that time in rugby, the Lawrence Delanios, were earning 100, 150 grand a year, and I was thinking to myself, well, my dad's earning a lot more than that. That doesn't seem like a great deal of money. Plus your lifespan in professional sport is finite, and plus I wasn't at that level, so I just thought, I want to go and carve my niche elsewhere, and I didn't know what it would be. But as a chance meeting with one of my sister's friends, he was in sales, he was ultra slick, had a nice sports car, really, really popular, charming guy, and I really got on well with him. And he said, well, look, Rob, why don't you come and have an interview with us? And this was sort of 16, 17, and I said, yeah, I'll come down. And 2 hours later, I got the job. So, and that was at a company called West Coast, who are a £1 billion IT distribution firm now. Yeah, so that was that. I think the transition between being a bit of a bad boy at school to being thrust into a professional sales environment was it's quite a big leap. Your behaviours totally change, and the fear of failure, the fear of not being successful at that point for me, and for to prove to my family and my dad in particular that I could be very successful was there, and that's how the transition came about. That said, I wasn't. It wasn't like a duck to water. It took a lot of time, energy. It's still taking a lot of time. You're always improving, getting better. You always have to work harder, work smarter, be more creative. But I think that those factors all together helped me. My dad would say, a little bit more considered, still a bit wild, but very, very proud of what I've achieved. And I think that he perhaps, he's getting on a little bit now, so I think he probably, can relax a little bit more and safe in the knowledge that, I am being successful and I'm going to be massively successful. And I think he'll enjoy watching that.